So I think we'll get started with the introduction, and then I think by the time others can join. So today's session is on two specific modules, which Meenakshi will introduce to you. So today's session will be taken by Meenakshi, who is part of the user experience team. Many of you would have interacted with her during your onboarding process. Thank you all for taking time out and joining this session. I'm sure these sessions are adding value to you and your team as well. So Meenakshi, over to you. You may introduce the sections that we are going to cover today, and I think we can get started.
Thank you, Mr. Santosh Nelliyappan. Hi all, welcome to the webinar session on. Today we'll be taking up on process and policies, auditor survey, and auditee sign-off. So I'll be presenting my screen and we'll take you through the PPT and live demo. Okay. So as I told you that the first, that the meeting will be on the refresher modules. First will be on the process and policies. Second will be an auditor survey. And third will be an auditee sign-off. So first I will be taking on to you to process and policies. So what is this process and policies? It's basically a set of rules or guidelines which is used in the organization, in order to ensure the compliances as per the business needs. So this is something which you can use it when you have an when you can compare the details of what has been uploaded in the previously in the document, where you wanted to give this document and check for the other users. This can be done in that way. So basically to compare the present and previous circulars related to the business or modification, or it might be a deviation or process. So I'll just show you that how this is being uploaded in the system and how the other users also can view this. So I'll take you into the live demo session. So once you log into the system, so you will be able to see basically this is for an admin and it will be on a web module. So once you log into the system, you have to come to the process and policies, which is just below your schedule module. So I'll be clicking on there. I hope everybody is able to visible my screen. Okay. So now see, this is the document which has been uploaded here already. So suppose if you wanted to upload any document which is related to your process, which you have to
Meenakshi, just a moment. We are seeing your presentation screen only. If you're showing the live demo, you may have to change.
So now my screen is visible.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have logged into the admin login. I have come to the process and policies. I have clicked there. So once I click on the process and policy document, you will be able to see this screen where few documents already have been uploaded. Suppose if you wanted to upload a new document, presently basically now COVID-19 has been there and you wanted to give a special instructions to your team members or to the employees. So how this can be uploaded in the Audit 360 and how the users can view in their respective logins. So that I will be showing it to you now. Suppose, so I'll come into the upload document. The document name will be COVID-19 and descriptions. It might be a COVID instructions and the version would be, current version will be 1. And I can give the approved by the management or any senior people, whoever is approving this document, and the document circulation to all users. So we can give the active session dates also, or the duration which you wanted to keep it. Suppose if I'm uploading today, I can give this as 22nd, or the valid from whenever the date, from 1st August till the end of this year, or it might be in whatever is convenient to you, or based on the document validity period you can upload. So you have to choose the file. See, this document is already available. So that's why it is showing me another document exists in the same valid period. Are you sure you want to upload a new document? So that means this is already available with the same version. So if I put it as a version has 1.1, it will go and sit in the same, but it will be an updated version. I'll show you that how to view the previous one and the new one also. So I have uploaded the document and this will be taken up in only in the PDF format. Current file size will be an 1 MB. See, the document is uploaded here. And you can see COVID-19 and COVID instructions. So number of versions available here is 1. So it is already uploaded in a different name. And you can see here who has uploaded and the active validity period and uploaded on. So which date and what is the document circulation for all the users and approved by, and what is the description and the COVID format. So suppose if you want to check for the other users, how it will be coming. So you don't have to send any emails or anything. So it will automatically get into their user login. So I'll just show you one of the user login where if the person is an auditor or an auditee, how this will be reflecting in their system. And if you wanted to make sure, you can download this document and view it here. See, this is getting downloaded. So you can open this and you can view the document which you are uploaded is correct or not. So I'm coming to the login of the other user. I'm just switching. See, if I switched as an auditor role, so they will be getting this 3 modules. So upcoming, past audits, policy documents. So if I click on the policy documents, you will be able to see this COVID-19 and COVID instructions. See, number of version is 1. So if I click here, see the document which I have uploaded is already reflecting. So here we don't need any follow-ups or emails to be shared or something like that. It will automatically come and sit into the user respectively. And if you go for the auditee also, same way. See, COVID-19, COVID instructions, and this is how. And suppose if you want to see here anything which has been previously uploaded and if they wanted to cross check, so there are something like holiday list or policy documents which is they wanted to compare it, or any document which has been useful for the business or the modifications which has been done. Suppose if they wanted to verify or cross check this, if you see here, all the 3 are there in the gray one. Matlab, these all are not active. If something is active, will be shown here in the green color, which I showed you here. See, the latest one will be always highlighted in the green. And whenever it is an inactive document, will be in a gray color. So any doubt on this, the uploaded document or in a process and policies? Any questions for me?
Actually, I don't think we have any questions here. We can move on to the next section. Just as you move on, so if there is, I think process and policy is probably one of the simplest modules in Audit 360, yet very useful and powerful. But I guess it is very easy to understand. So if there are any questions. Okay, so there is one question that we have. Can we separately document for auditor and auditee? Here that is not possible. All documents that are uploaded can be seen by all users.
Just this thing, this this is available in the web module. Auditor, we will be getting it soon in the mobile version. That I just wanted to update you here. So if someone logins in a mobile and check that's no policy and process and policy module, this will be coming up shortly. So yeah, so I'll be going up to the next one. I hope now you are able to see my screen, right? So then the next which I'm going to talk about is auditor survey. I hope you people are able to see my screen. Santosh sir, can you confirm, because last time it got missed? So
now we are in the presentation.
Yep. So I'm talking about the auditor survey. And why this auditor survey? So generally, we wanted to get, always go ahead and check the, auditee side and get the updates from them. So this is something like we wanted to check on the auditor mechanism also, the how this auditee, auditor behaves in the auditee at the time of execution, and what is the feedback being given by the auditee. So how this works? See, basically the auditor survey is a feedback mechanism which enables the auditee to give a feedback on the auditor. Basically, it helps to improve the auditor morale, and mentor will be able to guide him on the feedback. So how this works generally? So that I will be showing through a live. So again, this is an admin module which I'll be talking here.
Actually, I think there is a problem with your audio. We are missing your voice every now and then.
Now is it clear? I think it might be in. Now
it is clear. Yeah, it is clear now. Yeah, move on. Okay.
Okay. So again, as I said, it is an admin module. So admin will be logging in and coming to the auditor survey. Okay, and survey questions. So basically, this has been already predefined, but you have to configure your audit in the configure audit section. Once such has been configured there, your audit type will be reflected. It will be used only for the selected audit type. You can come and ask me, Meenakshi, I have configured the audit, but I'm not getting auditor survey question at my auditee. So why this happens? So basically, once you configure the audit, those audit types will be reflecting under the auditor survey. See here, there is an audit type. So you need to select the audit type here. So whichever the audit type you need on that particular audit type will be, all the audit types will be reflecting here. You need to select only that particular audit type. Okay. And there are predefined 10 questions. See, these are predefined questions. Whichever you want to select, you can select it up, and rest you can leave it. And if you want to add, suppose if there is a 11th question or 12th question which you want to add, you can click here, add a question. So you will give it this right side a pop-up where a text box is shown. You can type your question and click on the submit. Once you click on submit here, that question will be coming here. So see here, if you see here, there is no delete icon, but only for this you find a delete icon. Why? Because this is which we are creating now, and this is the predefined where you cannot delete or edit the predefined set of questions. Okay, suppose you want this particular question also to be a part of your audit type, that is for the audit survey, you can select this one too. So after selecting these questions, you have to click on the response required here. Matlab, you need to select this option, then click on the submit. So there would be before, execution has already been done for this particular audit type. So this will not be affecting the previous audit type. This will be only applicable for the current and future audit schedule. Okay. So now I will be showing that how this will work. Before that, we have to execute one audit, and then only those questions will be reflecting to the auditee user. So I'll quickly execute this audit execution, and we will see that how this question comes in. So before that, I have to schedule the same audit type. I hope now my audio is clear.
Yeah, it is pretty much clear. So as Meenakshi is doing the execution, I'll just quickly recap what this is all about. So the survey is all about taking a feedback on the quality of audit from the auditee, and that will work only when the auditee has to sign off, because the survey responses are given as a part of the sign off activity. And to get this done, once you choose to go with survey, there are 10 pre-configured questions available for the survey. You may add another 10 from your end as well. So having added that, a total of 10 questions can be used for the survey, which means either the 10 pre-configured questions or the 10 that is added by the organization, or a combination, any combination, 3, 7, 2, 8, 5, 5, any combination can be used for this survey. A maximum is 10. Having 10 questions is also not mandatory.
Yeah, so I have completed my execution. So I have come into the auditee user login, and I have clicked on the not accepted part. See, here one thing we need to remember, if you eliminate the auditee sign off in the configure audit, you will not be getting this auditor survey, this button, you will not be getting this auditor satisfaction survey. Okay, that you should be always keep in mind. So whenever you're configuring the audit, you should not eliminate the auditee sign off. I will show you that one, how that to do it also, how to enable the auditor or eliminate the auditee, not to eliminate the auditee, sorry. So now if you see here, before giving a sign off, you will be seeing here an auditor satisfaction survey. This is basically how this auditor was, at the time of audit, during that period, how he would behave, how was this in detail, eye for a process, how he went through the audit, whether it was okay, or whether he checked completely, whether he was rude, everything. So whatever the things you wanted to check or you wanted to give a feedback which has been predefined by an admin, that you can give an update here on the auditor feedback. So you can see here, see, these are the parameters. So what we have selected has come here. Those questions only will be reflecting. So whether the punctuality of the auditor, suppose if you want to, if you don't submit the survey, it'll just say that please complete the survey. So there will be a message popping up if you don't complete. And if you answer one, and if you click on the submit survey, then also it will tell, no, you have to complete or give all the survey questions. You should respond to that all the 6 questions which has been reflecting here. So I'll tell that punctuality of the auditor. Yeah, he was on time. Did the auditor process enough knowledge on the audit as well as business? Yeah, okay, to satisfactory. So like that, you can always give an update to their team manager. So this will be going as the feedback on the auditor. Okay, so I will submit this survey question. So now this will be, see, disabled. So there is no action item here. So it says that survey is completed. So you have given the feedback on the auditor. So now how this auditor will, feedback will be seen. I will just go back to that, admin screen and show you the auditor response, auditee response on auditor. Till now, any doubts or any questions? Is it clear?
Yes, there are no questions as of now.
I have one question.
Yeah, one moment. Just came in now.
Yeah.
This feedback, that is, the survey is purely optional at the audit type level. The head of audit can decide whether to go for this survey or not. But once the survey has been added to the audit, executing that becomes mandatory.
Okay, so now I'm switching my, I'm logging out of this auditee and logging in as an admin. So now, so how this been the response has come without an email or something? So it will be, it is already been configured. Hence, this will automatically will come to the survey responses. So earlier it was survey questions. Now we need to get into survey response. So if you come here into survey responses, you can select the audit type which you want, has been done. See, still he has not responded. That's why it has been showing has not responded. So whatever we have got the responses, you can see here the response side. You can click on the I button. See, if you see here, what was the response? Matlab, this was the score 1. This is 3, satisfactory, unsatisfactory. Okay. So if you see for the other one also, the same thing. So earlier we added a new question. So this will be showing as a 6-1. See, 6 questions are reflecting here with the response received by an auditee to auditor. Okay, is that clear? And as I said you, it is not mandatory. Basically, audit type that you want, you have to select only for that audit type. That again, I will come back and show it to you how this it works. So you have to come back to the survey question. Okay. Select which the audit type you need. Only for that audit type you can ask the feedback on the auditor. Otherwise, I hope I'm facing some network challenges.
What are you trying to do?
Okay. I'm just showing them the recap, so nothing else.
Okay.
Okay, so there was a question, right? There was a doubt that whether it has to be done or not. It is only for the selected audit type, otherwise it is not required. That one. And in a configure audit, I'll show you that if you whether auditee to respond or not, you should not disable this. It should be enabled. If you enable this, the survey feedback will not be going into the auditee. Okay, that we need to it's a thumb rule, so you need to remember this, basically this one, the issue configuration part, where you don't have to eliminate the auditee when you are asking for a feedback mechanism on the auditor. Okay, so is there anything, or can we go up and do the last module, that is not last but the least, of auditee sign off? Is there any questions on the auditor survey?
No, I think you move on to the next section. We will see something comes up.
See, auditee sign off, it's a process of giving acknowledgement, okay, against the observation raised by an auditor. So how this works, matlab, what does that, once the auditor has been submitted, there will be always, argument, or, the things where, auditee will not accept some of the process, or, the auditee will say, yes, it was done, but auditor could not able to, see the documents. So always auditee can fight back to him and upload the evidence to in the auditee sign off. So that we will be showing that how this auditee sign off works in Audit 360. So I'll be taking you.
It's actually a prudent process followed to avoid any conflicts arising after the audit report has been finalized. And this followed across organization. This is one of the recommended processes as well, that at the end of audit, on completion of the audit report is shared with the auditee, and the auditee signs off the audit report. He may or may not agree with all the observations of the report, but he marks his dissent on selected parts of the report, but signs of the report and acknowledges that the report was shared with him and he has gone through the details. This avoids any possible future disputes. Yeah, move on, Meenakshi.
Yeah. So here there are certain things which I will highlight you later. So I will take you to the live session, that how this works on. So for that we need to, the auditor should have been already, submitted the audit, and in configure audit, eliminate auditee sign off should not be enabled. So it should be there. So auditee sign off is must for this. So once the auditee logs in, so he will landing in the page of my audits. There he needs to select the audit type, okay, or it might be an execution status has not accepted or submitted. So that will take him to the not accepted status. Or for the more clarity, he can just type on this whatever been
Can you say that
executed.
again, Meenakshi?
That particular audit type, he can do the selection.
Can you come, Meenakshi, can you come again?
Sorry. The filter is that suppose if they wanted to see the execution status wise, they can select here in the free text box which is given under the select execution status. There are the, already the status, predefined status has been there. You can select on that, or you can go back to the audit type where you wanted to give the sign off. I hope it is clear now.
Yes.
Yeah. So that status will be has a not accepted. So once it's accepted means he has given already a sign off. So if it is not accepted, then it is a he needs to give a sign off here. So now this is the audit type. And if you see the schedule ID, you can see who is the auditor. So we'll click to the not accepted part. So once you click on here, you will be able to see the complete details. See what has been done. There is a digital evidence also. So how to see this? What is the particular question? So which compliances it has been raised? What to be done? How, you can just go here on the click on the eye icon. Okay. And view the complete which group, which checkpoint name, what is the definition, what is the compliances, and what is the dispositions selected against for this, and the risk level, and if any comments are there, that one. So comments, remarks by the auditor, who has given the remarks. So that is also been visible here. Who is the auditor and the remarks and what time. So basically they ask what time this can be, changed or not. Once the auditor submits the audit, the remarks or the written by cannot be changed. It will come along with a time stamp so that you can see it here. And if any digital evidence been shared, that file document is also be seen here. Okay. And now, so basically, if you wanted to accept, you can click on the accept here. Or if you want to reject, you can click on the reject button. So based on the feedback provided by an auditor, you can always go back and file against it or accept it. So based on this been digital evidence captured, I agree the compliance, and I click on the accept button. So once you accept, it is asking for a due date. I'll tell you there are two configure method. One is that if you have selected eliminate auditee sign off, and if you have given a based on the TAT, automatically the TAT will be calculated where the due date will not be asked. Suppose if you feel that this issue and the date, the compliance is to be taken under auditee, and he gives a time or a deadline for that, you can select the due date accordingly. So this will be selected. The calendar will be opening. Say that by 31st of August, I will be able to keep the documents, everything be properly. So I accept this and click here. So now it has been accepted. And if you want to reject, you can click on the no. Okay. And reject. Whenever you are rejecting, you need to provide an comments along with the documentation. Matlab you have to give a proof. Without proof, this will not take you, or still it will be showing here. So I'm saying that it was available, auditor did not view it. Okay, and I will choose a file. And say it as reject. So this has to be done for each and every compliances in this way, or there is a bulk also. Bulk sign off also can be done. So I'll show you that how that bulk also happens here. See, if you see here, there is a checkbox. So now I have already done. I will show you in the other one. Then you will be understanding how we can do the bulk sign off too. So now currently I will give a sign off of audit for this. So that means one you are accepting the issue and other one you are rejecting the issue. So you have to go for each and every compliances if you are doing this, or there is a bulk acceptance also. I will show you that how this can be enabled. So any doubts or clarifications for this particular, is it fine? Can I go ahead to the next? Santosh sir, anything from your end or
No questions.
Okay, so I can go ahead, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'll show you that how to do the bulk finalization. See, there is one more thing also which is there when you have not eliminated the auditee sign off, whether there is a compliances or non-compliances, you have to give a sign off. So, Mr. Santosh Nilappan, any updates that you wanted to give on this sign off process? Because each and every time in every compliances, they have to give a sign off.
That's okay. Move on.
Yeah. See here, there is a multiple checkbox. If you see here, if you want to give a sign off at one go, you can select everything and give a accept issue. Okay, so you can give this. Since we have selected the auditor survey earlier, that is also reflecting here. If you don't select this, this will not be shown here. So we can give an accept sign off. Okay, so this has been sign off done. See, one go, one click, everything has been accepted. If you wanted to, give no, you can select all yes first, then click yes. And once if you want to reject no, you have to click no and then give a sign off audit. So any doubt in the bulk finalization, bulk acceptance, the sign off audit? Any questions?
We don't have any questions in action.
No, Meenakshi, you can carry on.
So sign off audit is also done. See, suppose in one first case, there was asking a due date and second case, there was no due date has been asked. So this is basically based on the configure audit and what is the TAT been selected, that will be reflecting when you are configuring the audit. That's why in some cases, the auditee sign off the date was asking, in some cases, the sign off date was not asking for you, because one is predefined and one is that auditee can give a deadline for the complaints raised, that by which time that he wants to close the issue. So again, I'll just show you the configure audit. I'll log in as an admin and I will be able to show you that where we can set that one. See, I haven't, do you need to eliminate auditee sign off? I haven't eliminated the sign off. There is a 3 options, based on the TAT type, based on the audit finalization. One is proposed by auditee, one is based on audit submission, and one is on audit finalization. Basically, whenever you wanted, the audit type been predefined or already been preset by the admin, super admin, that what has to be done. If it is proposed by an auditee, you will get a due date there. Matlab, you have to give a due date. If it has been based on the audit submission, this will be done once the audit is submitted. The due date will be preset and the date will be reflecting there. So you don't have to give a due date there. Okay, once that has been done, you can save. So questions related to issue configuration or anything related to auditee sign off? So any questions?
There are no questions, Meenakshi.
Okay, so then we are at the verge. So we have done with the 3 models, that is process and policies, auditor survey, auditee sign off. So anything that you wanted to put, Ramya and Santosh, you can just take on. So from my end, it has been done.
Okay, I think we've covered it, and I don't think there is anything more to add here unless we have more questions. So I'll just recap the questions quickly for the benefit of others. So there was one question in the process and policy section where it was asked if there can be different set of documents given for auditors and auditees. The answer to that question is that all policy documents can be seen by all roles and all users, to be specific. So we can't have documents for auditors and documents for auditees. So that is the answer to that question. Then a clarification on the same thing. So just any policy document that the admin will raise, it will attach itself to the auditor and auditee. Not only to the auditor and auditee, to all users in Audit 360. And just to clarify, the documents are not related to one audit type or a schedule. These are organization level process and policy documents which need to be referred to by the auditors and the auditees. One of the general use case which I always keep sharing is that an easy escape for any auditee on being found wanting on any of the process requirements is that I was never aware of this. I didn't know where this was coming from. I didn't know the latest process change, or I didn't know the latest policy change. So these types of statements can be avoided. Any process and policy document that needs to be referred to by any user shall be available in Audit 360, and anybody having access to Audit 360 can go through them. Similarly, the auditor may need to refer the process document while he is doing the audit. He or she and the auditee need to be in the same line. So for example, the current document in force could be version 2.7, but for the audit period, that is for the previous quarter, if the audit is happening for the previous quarter, and during the previous quarter, if 2.6 was version 2.6 was enforced, the reference documents is 2.6 and not 2.7. So this becomes easier when a string of documents by version is available within the same software itself. So that is the whole idea of process and policy repository. Now, in terms of the auditor survey, there was a question asking whether it is mandatory or optional. The questions adding survey to an audit is not mandatory. Adding survey to an audit is optional. But once it is added to an audit type, once it is added to one audit type, the answering of the survey by each auditee, the answering of the survey by each auditee becomes mandatory. He has to complete that as part of the sign-off, the report sign-off. Now, there's one more question. The question is, in case if any auditee gives any suggestion or something regarding any policies that need to change, how will he come to know, he or she come to know whether it has been viewed and what is the decision? Now, these are not within the purview of Audit 360. This is, under the purview of the organization. Any process or policy that needs a change has to be taken up through the normal channel within the organization. Once the change has happened, it can be updated in Audit 360. The latest version can be updated in Audit 360. We shall wait for a couple of minutes more for any more questions.
Yeah, I think questions are coming up. So
Yeah, that's why we're waiting. Yeah. So does the auditor review come as a consolidated report? The audit report includes the review comments as well. I think that's all we had as questions. Yeah, so I think this time, unlike the last webinar, we are in time. So thank you everybody for giving us your valuable time. We'll keep having these sessions, one after the other. The next Monday, so we'll see you soon. To be precise, we'll see you on next Monday, same time. And next Monday, we will be covering new releases. There are new features that have been added to Audit 360 during this time. They are either already released or will be released during the course of this week. So in the next Monday webinar, we'll be covering those new features. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate. Thanks a lot.
yeah, thank you all.